हाय एवरीवन, इसमें हमसे यू आर वाचिंग एच डी एक्स। वेलकम बैक टू द चैनल। कैसे हैं आप सब? ठीक ठाक हैं, उम्मीद करता हूँ अच्छे होंगे, खैर खैरियत से होंगे, एंजॉय कर रहे होंगे। हम देखने वाले हैं पैक ऑफ वर्ल्ड्स एपिसोड 4 टेनाली आर के सीरीज़। हमने ये एपिसोड 3 तक कर ली थी, इंटरेस्ट भी था, फिर हम थोड़ा सा इधर उधर हो गए टू बी ऑनेस्ट, इधर उधर हो गए। और अब हम लेकर आए एपिसोड 4। वो भी हमें रिमाइंड करवाया गया था। रिमाइंड करवाने पे हमें याद आया कि यार हम ये सीरीज़ तो फॉलो कर रहे थे। तो इन केस मैं भूल जाया करूँ, कमेंट कर दिया करो यार, ताकि याद रहे, हम कंटिन्यू रखें चीज़ को। तो आइए देखते हैं एपिसोड 4 में क्या होने वाला है। लास्ट टाइम जो थे, जो गांव में थे, और गांव का जो मुखिया था उस पे डाउट हो रहा था, क्योंकि उसके पास एंटीक चीज़ें थी। तो वहाँ कह लें कि आप एक ये दाव खेल कर आए थे। तो अब देखते हैं आगे क्या होने वाला है। शुरू करते हैं। सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिए चैनल को, बेल आइकन प्रेस कीजिए, नई नई चीज़ सजेस्ट कीजिए। 3 2 1 एंड
We sat in my chambers.
हम्म।
RK and I had to discuss an elaborate plan of action before meeting with the wolves. I had allowed only my uncle to be in on it, as I wanted my parents not to stress themselves out. We had to plant fake donors of fake ancient paintings. This was to give enough publicity needed to make believe. The next thing was to announce a burglary that failed miserably and that nothing original was stolen. This was to beat their confidence. Third and most important thing was to invite more foreign delegates to concrete the faith we are inducing in the art
एक
exhibition.
प्लान इनिशिएट किया गया है चोरों
The
को
next day,
बेवकूफ़
we set
बनाने
up a
के
press
लिए।
meet. I had few interested allies come in as donors to donate ancient paintings for the cause. This got publicized in the media as planned. I put into display previously taken pictures of the stolen paintings and declared that they were still with us. I added that the
क्योंकि
thieves
लास्ट
had
वालों में
only
इन्होंने
taken
कहा था कि वो
replicas
तो
of
फेक थी
painting
जो लेके गई।
and called them a bunch of professional idiots. The third and final step involved a video call with French, Canadian, Russian, and Italian delegates who were interested in visiting the exhibition.
सही,
This included officials from the respective
फुल
embassies.
प्लानिंग है।
This stunt gave an extra oomph to our much anticipated show. It was important to the nation as the date was set to stand next to the night of Shivaratri.
ये शिवरात्रि। अच्छा, स्टोरी को ना सही तरह से एनिमेट किया है, वो चीज़ ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट पैदा कर रही है। एक तो अंदाज इनका है, दूसरा
We
एनिमेशन।
wasted time knowing that nothing can be done till the meeting with our new investors. Due to unknown reasons, our meeting was postponed for a week. This gave me time to show my other business ventures to RK: the textiles, the art galleries, media management, food industries, etc. We decided to watch a new release in my home theater. Our family met RK and treated him with much hospitality.
सही।
The so called action film started. The stupid director of the stupid film dropped in way too many flashes in the fight scenes. I started feeling uncomfortable. A sense of nostalgia started kicking in my head. I stopped the show by the first half. They were worried of me as I started to sweat heavily. My mind was completely out of control, imagining things that had not happened but felt like it happened sometime before. I saw
Deja
a
vu?
horse in my vision, neighing into the sky. Her knees echoed back.
ये भी
I fell
मंदिरों
into
के
the
आए थे
ground
ना, इन पे भी इफेक्ट
involuntarily.
आएगा।
My hands started to freeze. My legs followed. My whole body was out of my control. I do not remember what, but I kept on seeing flashes of images that seemed familiar. Being a psychology dropout student, I knew enough to realize I was going through a seizure. My voice still worked in my head, but my body seemed to be someone else's. The feeling of me and mine seemed distinct from my body. It took a while for me to get back to normalcy. I had to get a checkup from the doctor. ECG scans, EEG scans, MRI, and whatnot. They put me through multiple scanning processes to see
हर
what
चीज़
I
ट्राई
had.
की हैं मेडिकली।
Though there was nothing abnormal in my MRI, there were unwanted fluctuations in my EEG reports. The doctor suggested that the seizures could have been a result of the flashes on screen or because of the stress I was going through.
नॉट एट
Either
ऑल।
way, I knew my brain was a fried omelette. As a joke, RK bought me a Flash t shirt, and my family bought a t shirt with my scan reports printed on it, reading, "Proof that I'm nuts." I was forced to bed rest for a week with pills as my partners. I had hit my head strongly when I fell down unconscious. RK promised he would take care of the meetings. The day did come. I sent my uncle to his support. I had a gut feeling
मुझे
that
गट
things might have
फीलिंग है
gone
कि
well.
ये अंकल ही इन्वॉल्व ना
RK began telling me how the meeting went. There were two main investors that desperately wanted to put in money and see the new paintings. RK gave them a plan of action. While the politician would publicly announce a huge investment, keeping the glory of the country in mind, the businessman could sponsor the event with his brands. With this as an excuse, the businessman and the politician could do money laundering, as there would be a lot of unaccountability in an event this large. Furthermore, they could easily show losses with the misbalanced public visitors and investment, thereby turning a lot of black money into white. Their personal agendas aside, they fell for the Mohini distraction we had set. Whatever they came to destroy, they are here because of money. It is not really their own agenda. To these greedy wolves, we showed a further way to make more profit, while
Okay,
they
so
still thought
these
they
are
had
the
the
pack
upper
of
hand.
wolves.
RK had set up an
Sahi.
appointment in a month with the investors to come and see the collections that we had. His excuse was that we were upgrading the security systems, which we were, by the way. Our main task was to replicate the lost paintings. I brought in my most trusted artists who had been benefiting from my gallery consistently from the past 5 years. They
उनको
wouldn't
बोला होगा
reveal
बनाओ
this
भाई.
replication to us all, and their talents are so high that they may even astonish the original artists of the original paintings. From the saved images of the lost paintings, they repainted them in 15 days.
First class replicas.
By this time, a secretive team of 15 data analyzers that I had hired shortlisted car number plates that were around the gallery at the time of theft. They had to compare and eliminate the data on the date of theft against the data of 30 days. It was just curious as there were only 3 unidentified vehicles that came and left with the authorization of my employees. One was my HR, who claimed to have brought his family in for a visit. This vehicle left during the haste, not before, not after. The alarms went off after this vehicle left. The secretary, a guy that's supposed to work from the ground floor, who had brought in plumbers for repairs. He too had access to top-level security. This vehicle left after the alarms went off, but the vehicle was searched thoroughly by security before it was let away.
क्या
The
पता
third was the
security
head of
involved
sales.
हो.
She had access to every nook and corner of the gallery. She managed sales and purchases and kept a track of everything. With her authorization came in a vehicle that read maintenance. Every once in a while, we would brush off the dust that may fall on the canvases. There is also a thorough vacuum cleaning process for the dust accumulated on the frames. She monitors the safety of this process entirely. This vehicle too left after the alarms went off, was checked thoroughly and then sent out.
The theft.
The only vehicle that wasn't checked before it was left was the first of these 3.
HR.
We did not have active cameras installed within the gallery due to previous cyber breaches. Our alarm systems were our security. With this conclusion, RK and I decided to keep a close eye on the HR, the secretary, and the head of sales. Meanwhile, we brought in professional thieves. You spend enough time on the internet, you can hire anybody for any job. These guys came in from an unknown foreign country as tourists, refused to show us their faces, and dressed themselves in masks. They followed the trail of everything that had happened for a whole week, did their analysis, and came back with the confidence that they could recreate the crime scene. I declared a holiday.
Seriously?
It was just the thieves, RK, and I. We wanted to see how it went down by ourselves. First, the thieves came in through the reception area. From this, their first stop was the smoking zone in the balcony. This smoking balcony was a safety precaution, just so smokers don't burn something down. The robbers showed this as their first opportunity. They should have pulled this off only when no other employee was there. This usually happens around the lunch hour. This balcony has metal drainage pipes that go up near the janitor's room. This was the Spider-Man moment to climb it up and sneak into the janitor's room in second level. Otherwise, there is no way for them to breach the security detail. Here they had access to the staff uniforms. No matter how many
और
people
फिर
breached
staff
in
के
here,
form में
only 3
गए
at best would get the extra uniforms. So here on, we had 3 people walking around as employees in top-level security floors. These 3 marched their way to the walls where the 7 paintings were kept, probably pretending to clean.
in the
Yeah,
form
they should
of
have known the
janitors.
codes to way in. Apart from myself and uncle, only the secretary and the head of the sales had that level of information, not even the HR. Clearly, there was no alarm when they stepped in, so the hide robbers suggested that it may not have been the HR. We went into the vault containing 7 paintings hung to the wall, each with its own alarm system. Somehow, the robbers knew exactly which power boxes to mess up and which wires to cut. So, a pack of wolves, 3 in number, hiding under the skin of my employees, managed to steal 4 paintings. Then, when they were about to hit the fifth, one of them messed up
How
cutting
they
the right
knew
wire
each and every
and
detail.
set out an alarm. They still could have grabbed it before running, but it was left back. This
Mystery तो और
demonstrated
ज़्यादा
that they were in
बढ़ती
some
जा
kind
रही
of a
है.
hurry. No sooner than these alarms would go out, they would have a minute or at most 2 to get back to the janitor room. Running around with 4 huge rolled up canvases in an art gallery wouldn't be an easy task. So our scene recreators suggested that they should have carried a trolley cart of janitors to hide the paintings. With such, they must have returned to the janitor room, back down the smoking balcony on the first floor, and the escape plan from there is not precise. Either they might have taken out the paintings and escaped, or the insider who helped them might have aided with this task too. Either way, this was how the theft was planned and
है तो
executed.
internal job.
My health was getting worse because of the rising tensions. We paid the thieves we hired heavily to keep mum on the issue. They all disappeared to their countries. It wouldn't be a surprise if we hired the same professional thieves that our enemy had hired to do their dirty job. It's not like in the films, There is a crime, camera footage saves the day. Sometimes we might have to go old school.
हाँ.
RK looked at me and said that something about this scene recreation doesn't feel right to him. My head was bursting inside like a volcano. I had seizures for a second time. I collapsed and was about to fall again onto the ground. I could sense RK holding me and dragging me to a seat. I was never a weak one, but this was my love. When a man's love is a lost cause, it takes a toll on his head. RK sat next to me, gave me my medication, and pat my shoulder. We'll get this pack of wolves, RK assured.
Pack of wolves. Politicians, brokers,
Let's go back to
investors,
Devpur's mountain.
और
I'll tell you what I did
stuff.
there during my 1 month stay up there. The story of turning into a different man from a dumb idiot fascinated me. I knew there was much more that happened on the mountain. I agreed to go with him. Other than Kali painting and the dancer painting, I'll show you where another painting was painted, he added. My eyes widened.
क्या बात है, फिर से मिस्ट्री. ओके, सो अप टिल नाउ माउंटेन से होकर आए, तबीयत ख़राब हुई. तबीयत ख़राब होने के बाद जो है ना, इन्होंने प्लान बनाया, चकमा देने के लिए मीडिया को बुलाया, इन्वेस्टर्स किए, पॉलिटिशियन इन्वॉल्व हुए, थीव्स बुलाए सीनी रिक्रिएट करने के लिए. और आल दो आरके को फिशी फिशी कुछ फील हो रहा है कि भाई सब कुछ ऐसे नहीं हुआ होगा. एंड देन कुछ इंटरनल लोगों पे डाउट है, और बाकी तो आपको पता है थीव्स एंड देयर पार्टनर्स कोई भी हो सकते हैं. और अब थर्ड पेंटिंग के लिए मज़ीद सस्पेंस हो गया. तो आई मस्ट से कि ये सीरीज़ जो है मज़ीद होती जा रही है, सस्पेंसफुल होती जा रही है. और कोशिश मैं कर रहा था खामोश रहूँ, सुन लूँ, देख लूँ, बट आई मस्ट से वंडरफुल पीस है ये जनाब. आर्ट का और स्टोरी का एक अच्छा वे है. आप ये कह लें कि जो जो सनातन से रिलेटेड स्टोरीज़ हैं, स्टोरीज़ तो नहीं कहूँगा, हिस्ट्री कह लो उसको, एक इस इमेजिनरी करैक्टर के थ्रू बड़े अच्छे से समझाया जा रहा है. तो इंटरेस्टिंग होता जा रहा है. मानते हैं कि नहीं? मानना तो चाहिए यार, इतना बेहतरीन उन्होंने आर्ट बनाया. तो पसंद आया तो लाइक शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करो. और फिर से जाते जाते यही कहूँगा कि अगर मैं भूल जाऊँ एपिसोड 5 लाना एक आधे वीक में, तो मुझे रिमाइंड करवा देना. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में, अपने ख्याल रखिएगा. सी यू गाइस.